What's happening, everybody? This is Zero Gravity Training. Before I continue, I just want to invite you to follow me on Instagram and subscribe to my YouTube channel in order to see more updates of my daily training diary. I know you have been asking me for a while to do a new video about nutrition, about training split, and about current progress stage that I'm at now. I just want to let you know that I'm reading all of your comments and I really appreciate your support, each and single one of you. Thank you so much. I have done a few videos in the past about nutrition plan that I designed for myself. And I did also some live YouTube videos about the training split ideas and all that. I wanted to come up with something new, something that I can quickly deliver to you and we all can be on the same page. This is gonna be a first video of my training and nutrition diary that I'm gonna be sharing with you. This video will contain a summary of a few years since I started zero gravity training from the start till the point where I am now. I'm gonna go through training aspects, changes, nutrition aspects, changes, philosophical changes, mindset changes, and also priorities. And I will do my best to help you to identify what is progress for you. I will split this video for 3 different topics so we can get in each of the topics separately and discuss it in details. First, I want to talk about actual training. I started zero gravity at a time when it was worldwide quarantine, so it was a year 2020. It happened to be that I started it because I had nowhere to go, and I have used all my experience from the nutrition and from training that I had to recreate the exercises outdoors with body weight and very light equipment. That's how the zero gravity started officially. For about first year and a half, my workouts were overloaded with junk volume. I was looking at the training process less as a functional training process, less as a cardiovascular training process, more so as just constantly doing muscle groups. So I could do tons of push-ups, I could do I could do tons of squats, I could take longer rest. All of that comes out to a junk volume. And so ended up to what did I have by the end of that training? I was training too many days a week, you know, up till 6 because I still was taking a day off. Each of the workout contained, I would say, at least over an hour of volume. And so that means, you know, I could do constant work on the same muscle group without just letting it rest or overexhausting it. So the workouts were more so like tons of different push-ups, tons of different squats, tons of different abs and stuff like that. And the nervous system was overloaded because I could maybe work on a peak performance at the beginning, and after peak performance, maybe for the first 15-20 minutes workout, the rest was a junk volume. So I was getting exhausted and I was getting drained, but I got a lot of experience practicing all of these exercises that I'm now happily sharing with you. For the second year of zero gravity, it's when I officially started YouTube. It was the year 2021. So let's separate it for like another year of training. In the period of 21-22, half of it, I actually have gained significant amount of experience in training. I implemented a lot of new beneficial equipment, which is kettlebells, you know, which is gymnastic rings and dips and pull-ups and weight vests, stuff like that. So I started practicing different sessions. I started cutting off the junk volume. That means my workouts became least of the particular muscle group constant pumping, and they became more so towards functionality. So I started using more so body work, or at least putting focus on one major muscle group, and build exercises that include the body work, the full body work as well. So I have gained a lot of experience with new equipment. I have gained experience of different sessions, some shorter, some longer. I have learned a little bit about efficiency, that you don't need so much junk volume and that you can combine a lot of moves at once and make it super beneficial. So I have learned a lot. So that was my second year journey of exploring zero gravity training philosophy. Last, I would say 4 months is when I think I finally came to a point where my workouts became efficiently standardly efficient, if I can call it this way. What do I mean by that? I have learned that what matters for me is the stress that I give to a workout on a peak mental performance. That means my workouts became shorter. I try to combine more muscle groups in one shorter workout, so this way I start training back to back. I noticed that rest time matters. You know, let's say if you do 50 push-ups and you have only 30 seconds rest, you most likely won't be able to do even a half of that. But if you put 50 push-ups as a separate reel and try to impress your friends, everybody would be like, whoa, that's great. But honestly, I was like that. So then I understood that if I do a lot of reps here, I sacrifice the rest of the workout, the rest time, the intensity, the mental peak focus. So I started packing everything in the shorter workouts with more intensity. That started saving me more time, and that started giving me better result because I could really generate more stress being mentally focused in a short period of time. So I started doing that, and I felt really impressed of how beneficial it became. I also started using different type of equipment at this point, and some of the equipment I cut off a little bit. So let's say there's some equipment that I use least of the time, some most of the time. Some of the new equipment just arrived, and I'm really finding a lot of benefits in stuff like slam ball, for example, that recreates the real moves and stuff like that. So it's really interesting where it's all going right now, and I am looking forward to keep improving and growing. So that new style of training, which is shorter sessions, more performance, more mental peak focus, have started bringing me significantly more result. And I don't overexhaust myself anymore. Surprisingly, I don't. Now I would like to talk about diet comparison. So my diet in the first year of zero gravity was more so oriented for gym training. It's because I still excessively was eating protein. I was attached to smaller meals very frequently, maybe 5-6 times a day, very inconvenient, and I made sure that each of the meals contained protein. So I had cheat meals. Still, you know, it's like parasite habit that once a week I used to eat excessively, you know, burgers, ice creams, believing that I speed up metabolism. Of course not, but it just used to throw me back. So I was progressing. I was looking pretty big. I would say the range of weight was from 214 maybe to 217. But I was holding a lot of water, and since I wasn't practicing pull-ups, dips at that time, only body weight work on the floor, so I did not see the necessity of going down in weight, and as well as I did not identify those aspects of shorter trainings of intensity at that time as I do now. So I was just having fun. Basically, that's how I was for the first year of zero gravity. Then the second year of zero gravity, I have learned a lot about how my body responds, because my training started becoming more functional, and I started to see the training process as something that is about performance, at least about like looking good and stuff like that. The look good comes as a side effect, but it wasn't like that at the beginning. So performance starting to take a big part in the process, training process. That's why I started paying attention about my physical weight. Since I started implementing pull-ups and dips, I noticed that my physical weight is a little bit heavy. I feel that I hold myself from extra reps on pull-ups by weighting more than I should. And of course, the cardiovascular exercises started to be seen going well when I'm a little lighter, and so I started identifying my criteria better, but I will talk about criteria later. So on the second year of the training, my nutrition view was, so I stopped eating protein excessively. I think that was a huge step for me. I started paying attention more to calories rather than to ingredients. Of course, ingredients I ate still clean and nice. I chose the best ingredients I can, but I stopped worrying about that I need to just have a, let's say, low carb meal in the evening in order to wake up shredded. No, I started eating carbs with almost every meal. My portions became 2 times less frequent but bigger, so I could eat maybe 3 times but very enjoyably, so I didn't have to worry about half of the portions and then feeling hungry right after. And I didn't count calories, but kind of intuitively I could see, okay, here I eat excessively, here I'm not. That allowed me to have a better variety of my nutrition, so I could just have carbs when I wanted as carbs. I didn't have to add protein to it, or fats or protein or other nonsense thing. So pretty much at that time my weight dropped to a range of 206, 207 to 212. Why I say that? Because there's always fluctuation period. For me, there was no frequent cheat meals at this point, but I enjoyed my diet because I didn't deprive myself from much. So if I wanted, let's say, have a rice cake in the evening, I would have it, no problem, but I didn't abuse it. But sometimes I wanted burgers and ice cream and stuff like that. Maybe 2-3 times a month I was having this type of feast. So that was the second year. Now, if we talk about now, the past 4 months, so I have gained a lot of experience. I clearly started treating like nutrition as a fuel for performance. I clearly understood what are my standards, what criteria I should set for myself in the sense of training goal, everything basically, training, visual look, the way I feel, the comfort of the discipline, daily discipline, because if you don't enjoy your daily discipline, how can you expect results, on a long run, obviously. So I noticed that I have to be in a certain weight in order to progress. Let's say if I'm heavier on a pull-ups than I should be, let's say if I'm 210 or 215 from 200, then I can't expect a good progress from my pull-ups. I'm setting myself back for reps by weighting heavier. Since I started doing the high intensity trainings, I noticed that I gotta be very smart, or wise at least, or focused in order what fuel I choose to get the better workout, because the workout intensity, the distance, the heart rate starting matter to me a lot, and I noticed that I have to do a proper workout in this period of time approximately with this intensity in order to get the proper stress. So long story short, if I would eat a little bit more than I should before that type of workout, I would be heavy. If I eat less, then I would have glucose that goes down during training and I will feel nauseous. So I started paying attention more detail to portions, but I started looking at a process as a fuel. That has changed everything. And to speak about in details, I'll leave it for the end of the video to give you exact details about nutrition and training including. Let's talk about goals. The first year I really didn't have any goals. I was happy that I discovered the new breed of training that I'm very passionate about, that eventually, as you know, has grown into the passion of my life, that I'm dedicating my life to share with others and help. But at that time it was just the passion of training in a style that makes you healthier, that definitely creates longevity guarantee for you to a certain extent, and just makes you feel like a human being, you know, like you feel like you want to do the bodyweight leg moves, then you feel like doing upper body. You don't feel overwhelmed as you don't feel responsible that you have to take the same heavy dumbbells as you did last time and push it for the same amount of reps as you did last time. No responsibility, that just clear enjoyment. Second year, because I already understood a little bit about the functional training and stuff, and as well as some about my body, my goal was to keep improving the workouts. So basically I started doing least amount of volume, junk volume. I started finding ways of what workouts can be more beneficial, what less. Since I practiced with a lot of new stuff like heavy kettlebells, still I was taking the heavy kettlebell and taking a longer rest. So my goal at this point was to kind of still keep practicing, but also try to identify those progress points, which is efficiency, time under tension, you know, workout time, the heart rate and stuff like that. So the goals was just to self-improve what I started in the first year and kind of clarify it, maybe share it by certain categories and types. If we talk about last 4 months, so this was significant growth for me because again, as I mentioned before, I identified all these criteria for good training. I identified criteria for my own body look. I identified criteria for comfortable discipline and consistency. And so starting year 2023, I started already clearly making workouts for a shorter time as a must. So it's 20-25 minutes, below 30, because I clearly identified that I don't need so much volume. I need just a peak performance in a peak mental focus. So that's a great achievement because I find no beneficial to go to the longer sessions anymore unless it's a special day or challenge. I also identified body criteria. I clearly understand how my body performs in a certain weight, you know, under certain nutritional fuel and under certain frequency of workouts and also intensity and style. At this point, I understand that the priority in my case should be calisthenics, full body and explosives, because that is really what sharpens my physique as a Spartan. I also understand that the heavy kettlebell workouts require more recovery, so I will try to make them shorter and I try to fit them in a split the way that they don't conflict with other workouts. I have a better idea of a balance. So let's say I wouldn't be doing 2 heavy workouts in a row anymore, especially for the same muscle group. I learned more about recovery. I learned more about central nervous system performance and real motivation when you want to do something passionately. I learned a lot about this. My current training split contains not more than 5 days of training. On top of that, I play tennis once and I do boxing sessions. So I have extra cardio activity, but it doesn't interrupt my main training, because main training became more tight in a time and efficiency, and so it contains no junk volume that can overexhaust me. As a result, I can do extra cardio work here and there to learn different skills in other sports. My training split, weekly training split at this point, will look more so like 3 full body weight workouts. Some of them may be with weighted vest, but more so rarely, because if we put vest, we can consider that workout as a heavy workout. But let's say body weight or lightweight vest with a focus on a different of muscle groups. Let's say I do full body with a focus on chest. Then I'll do full body with a focus on legs. Then I'll do full body with a focus on back pull-ups. That means that I will be oriented on, let's say, pushing maxes on those push-ups or dips if I want to do chest, but I still be doing the legs and pull-ups as sub-exercise, or I'll be switching them. So for me, it's a great consistency to keep sticking to full body workouts 3 times a week. And to add to that, since I got the med ball, now I can combine med ball into a body weight. So those combinations are phenomenal because they let you go back to back. They really develop the physique and cardiovascular well. If we talk about exact nutrition, so exact nutrition, what I eat right now. First of all, I weigh from the range 197 to 202 pounds, more so below 200 right now. I feel good because I let my body optimize to this weight. Optimization to me is, imagine your body and whatever physical activity you give to it, it adapts for it. So when I train, I don't look at the calories. I look at the process as, okay, I work hard, I recreate the different type of exercises for the body to challenge, and my body will get enough stress to start adapting for that. Do you understand? And so that's why I find the full body workouts most beneficial, because your body has constantly sharpened up your full body physique. I start my day usually at 6 a.m. or earlier. Every single day I make my favorite breakfast. I eat 4 rice cakes together with overnight oats on top of it, seeds, dry fruit, and I have it with tea. So I'm eating basically pure glucose. Yes, you get some little bit of fat from seeds, a little bit of protein here and there, a little bit, but it's a carb meal. I like to start morning with the carbs, is just my personal preference. For quite a while I've been eating eggs with avocado toast on a days off, but then I said to myself, listen, I enjoy carbs in the morning. That's just how I feel, and so I stick to that meal. I eat it before pre-workout, post-workout, not post-workout, on a days off. Pre-workout, it gives me energy, so it gives me full performance. I feel light, and I perform really well on the glucose that I just consumed. Post-workout, I have to actually replenish the glucose that I burnt. Remember, my workouts are super intense. They burn glucose very well, so I feel empty. I decided that I want to have a coconut water. It's about 100 calories, bottled natural coconut water, and it has sugars in there, not in a pure form, on the fructose of course, but it also has hydration. So I'm really satisfied after consuming it, especially after hard workout. I bring it with me in a bag, so I finish workout, I do the video for you, and then I consume the coconut water. It feels very satisfying. Then, about 40 minutes after, when I shower and I do all my stuff, I have my first major recovery meal of the day. And for me, it's 3 whole eggs and 6 egg whites, so 9 eggs, because my pack is 18 eggs, so I just split it in half. So 3 whole eggs, 9 egg whites. I stopped eating more yolks, not because I find them bad, no, because extra calories. Because then to that meal I add 3 avocado toasts. That means I take the whole avocado, I mix it with pumpkin seeds, I put it on a bread, different bread, white bread, no problem, and I consume it with those eggs. And because the avocado texture and seeds are go very well with just egg whites, I found no necessity to consume the extra yolks in that. Then in about 3-4 hours I am having a snack, and my favorite snack is either maybe 200 grams of cashew nuts raw with a coconut shake. I like coconut shake because coconut is really amazing nut. It has so many benefits and its oils are very healthy, so I love the taste and I love the combination. So I have cashew nuts together with coconut shake. It's as a snack, but it's also very satisfying feeling and enjoyable. Then around 5-6 o'clock, I would say, I have my major second meal, which is early dinner for me. I usually eat tons of greens. I honestly go in one of the places in the city that's called Sweet Green. I ask them to customize my own bowl, so I tell them what to put in there, and it becomes awesome because I tell them to load it up with different type of goodies, such as spinach, kale, arugula, quinoa, beets, broccoli, chickpeas, Brussels sprouts, cauliflower, cucumber, so a lot, and sweet potato, of course. So that becomes my very big filling dinner that I consume, and then I only have one snack left. So surprisingly enough, the last snack of the day is usually the coconut shake, again with cashews. I really fell in love in that combination. It's light for me, but I feel good, you know? So I eat very comfortably. I don't experience any hunger or anything like that. So my diet is enjoyable, but it also keeps me in consistency to stay in a weight range that helps me to perform according to my physical goals. So I honestly eat only once a month a little junk, good quality junk. So I may have 2.5 pints of ice cream, really good ice cream with like chocolate and stuff like that. I eat it usually on a day before the day off, so I don't have to experience the difficulty of feeling heavy. Hello, we missed you. Feeling heavy, and so that's basically my current situation. Now, to give you a summary, basically the first year was learning process, practicing getting rid of old habits, gaining the new habits due to importance of the training process that I discovered for myself. Second year was sharpening up the tools, investing in new equipment and finding more opportunities to train and explore. And this year, latest time, it's a clear vision of the progress identification. It's the clear understanding of what criteria I have to have in order to keep moving forward. It's obviously self-belief. It's because of you, my friends, because of hard work and support and just what we're building here. It's mentally very motivating, so it inspires me to make the best of it, of what I have. And at this point, I can't afford to feel lazy. I can't afford to skip one day, because every day is valuable. We have so much to learn and share. Let's keep going. That's all I can say, and I'm super thankful. Now I just want to give you little tips here and there to finish this first part of the diary. If we talk about nutrition, for me it's important the texture. You have to understand that you like certain maybe candies or stuff like that, or meals that you shouldn't eat because of the texture. Like when I eat rice cakes, I create the texture of like a Snickers, because there's a chocolate, there's a crunch, there's seeds, there's some mush, I love it. So If I feel like I want salty food, I have salty food. I don't force myself to have sugary food if I need salty. And opposite, that's partially I eat rice cakes in the morning. I love that sugar in the morning breakfast. Also, so recreate the texture that you like. So you like the crunch, recreate the crunch. You like the salt, recreate the salt. You like spicy, sour, whatever you want, enjoy it. That's your homework. So for me, I enjoy doing my homework and customizing the meals that I want to have based on my own preference, and that also match my nutritional fuel standards. Look at nutrition as fuel for the physical activity ahead of you. So that's the best way to develop a good habits. Let's say if you have training like me, yes, you think you need the glucose. If you let's say have a long day, then you have to think ahead, see where you're gonna be, what you're gonna eat, what's in your power, and just improvise, because if you let things go, they're gonna bite you in the ass. If you're hungry and you haven't eaten all day, you won't have time to prepare proper meal. You probably grab something that you have. So you gotta eliminate those mistakes before they happen, and everything is gonna be fine. If you don't enjoy your discipline, consistency, it's not gonna last. So it's in your benefit to make it as enjoyable as possible, as fast as possible, so you can keep improving it rapidly throughout the journey of your life, physical and health. What can I say about training? Training has to be enjoyable. You know how people say no days off? I find it absurd, because the recovery is instrumental in growth. Recovery physically, recovery mentally. So for me, when I slightly felt like I don't want to go to training, I always looked back and tried to trace what did I do wrong in order to feel this way. And a lot of times I witnessed the junk volume, I witnessed the no days off, and absurd like that. So when I started focusing on a quality instead of quantity, my progress jumped in a sky level. You gotta be consistent, you gotta train hard, smart, but you gotta also think of recovery. Put it as priority and filter your progress through it. Supplements, I really didn't take any supplements. All my supplements are in food. Currently, I don't even take oils, but I usually take fish oil as extra. I take magnesium, but I have protein shake here and there. I don't drink it for proteins, for muscle growth. I like to mix it in a smoothie, and it becomes like a frozen smoothie, just as a cocktail. Cool, but I don't care about the protein amount in it and stuff like that. So I hope you really enjoyed this summary. I hope I was able to deliver you where I am at, and this information will benefit you. As from now on, today is a rest day, tomorrow I keep going. I wish you all great disciplinary progress. I believe in each and single one of you. If you love something, you will achieve something, especially if you're consistently doing something. Because so much energy cannot just flow into universe for nothing. Keep working on what you love, keep believing in yourself, do the honest work, and things will come. Thank you so much, and God bless.